Hello everyone, well it's time to go home after our short first trip in the caravan, and so far it's all gone fairly smoothly. Mark is emptying the toilet as we speak. I'm just finished my breakfast. I've had my last shower in the caravan. So once I've washed these breakfast things, we're going to obviously turn off the boiler and then turn all the taps on to empty out the system as much as possible. And then of course we have to open the taps that are under the sofa to drain the system a bit more. And then obviously pack away stuff. We're going to leave a few more things in the caravan than we did coming. Mark seems to think it's okay to leave some more things. But obviously the breakable things like the crockery will get packed back away and put in a box on the floor, wrapped up in towels and things. But yeah, it's not raining fortunately for our trip home, it should be fine. But yeah, it's been a successful first trip. It's been a bit of a learning curve. We've had no major problems so far. And got a nice list on my iPad of things that we could do with getting to make the next trip a little bit more easier and convenient. There's a few things we've discovered while using the caravan that you might not realise, you know, before you actually use your caravan. There's certain things you come across and you think, oh yeah, that would be useful to have. But it's been fine. If we needed anything desperately, we could have gone to a shop and got something, but I've not had to buy any food. I've packed more than enough food, but because the food is in the fridge and the freezer compartment, it can just be taken home and eaten up, so no waste. Often when we go on our trip to a holiday cottage, if we've got frozen stuff, we've had to bin it before bringing it home because obviously it would have defrosted. But having your own fridge with a freezer compartment means everything can come back. We'll just empty it out, put it in our fridge in the kitchen and finish it off. So that's another advantage of caravanning. The dogs are just opposite me. They've been very good. We've had no accidents from Daisy in the caravan. They've had a routine. I think it's important when you've got pets to start up a routine in the caravan, so they'll get used to it. They've settled in very well, but they know that when we get up, they go out do their business. They have the breakfast. They go out again, and then we go out and do walks and things. And you know, they know when they're having their dinner. They go out again. They go out just before bed. So yeah, it's been fine. Last night we had the sofas back into the double, and it was more comfortable. It's a bit more of a hassle to get it all set up as a double, but it was more comfortable. There seems to be more room, especially with the two dogs. The dogs were fine. They just stayed at the bottom of the bed. We hardly knew they were there. And there's a bit more room for Mark. He's taller than me, so he found it sleeping across the caravan was better than sleeping, you know, this way. He had some more leg room. So yeah, and I haven't heard him snoring at all. So yes, I've really enjoyed it, our first trip. So it's all a bit daunting, a little bit worrying at first, as any new thing you do is, you know, whenever you're trying anything new, there's always that fear of the unknown, and I'm especially prone to that. But we're both fairly sensible people. We, you know, maybe a little bit overly cautious. As we get used to caravanning, we'll know what to do, what not to do. As you will if you're a new caravanner, and if you're an experienced caravanner, you'll know probably what I'm talking about. It's a learning curve, but it's fun. I've really enjoyed it. Can't wait for our next trip away. We might be able to squeeze in another short trip this year, I don't know, but we'll certainly start going out from about March next year as much as we can. Devon has been mentioned, a long way to go, but I think we'll probably go on a nearer trip before we go down to Devon. So thanks for watching this little update. There might be some more caravan videos coming up towards the end of the year. There'll be some reviews on some of the products I've been using in the caravan, just so you know if they're any good, if you want to buy them for the new caravanning season, or if you're caravanning all year round. We have got quite a few caravans around us, so a lot of people are still getting out and about. We've had terrible weather. It's rained most of the time. Yesterday was a nice day, especially going back to Cherryburton where I was born. That was lovely, and going to Beverley. I love Beverley. So all in all, it's a big thumbs up for this trip. We've not killed each other. we've cooperated. It's been really enjoyable. Well, just a very quick finale to this video. Yes, we're back home. Karen is safely on the drive. She's levelled. She's got the hitch lock. She's got the Alco wheel lock. And we're just emptying out the stuff. I've taken out everything from the fridge. And now it's a case of doing some washing. Obviously all the crockery that we've used in the Caravan is going through the dishwasher to give it a proper clean, you know, because it's only been washed the old-fashioned way, so it's having a proper clean. And of course all the bedding and towels and the dog towels, everything needs a wash. And the Caravan needs a bit of a clean, especially at the front. On the way to our destination, I did have the TV in the car wrapped up in a dressing gown, but I thought on the way back we'll see what it's like. So it hasn't budged. This is where I put the TV, wedged it in there, put some cushions along, put some cushions on top, and that was fine. So in future that's where the TV can travel. We've had other boxes in the middle here that we've taken out and emptied. The waste master thing we didn't need. And I'm not sure why we bought it, to be honest, because we only intend on going on fully serviced pitches. So the next time we go to a fully serviced pitch, we probably won't take that. So that's just something we didn't need. It stayed under the Caravan when we were on site, so it didn't get in the way. And this is clean water tank. All the bedding is still in bags underneath the sofa, so that has to come out so I can wash the covers and the sheets and everything. The fridge is empty and open, but I'm going to have to put a towel in it, I think, because obviously it's going to start to defrost. And I've noticed, and for some reason one of the shelves fell down during transit, so I'll have to make sure that's on properly. Oh, I don't think it's going to matter, but I might just put there's a few drips of water in there, but it should be fine. Just partly close it. It's got it, putting it on the opened bit. If I can just do it, hang on. There we are. So it's secure, open, so air can circulate. But yes, we left a few things in the Caravan that let's have a look what's happened. Well, I've just put that. But look, all this, oh, they need to come in for a wash, actually, yes. I left all the crockery in, so in future that's what we're going to do when we're going. We'll leave the crockery. It hasn't really shifted. And we also left a few things in here. I left my induction hob in here. I've got some shoes in there. The washing up things are in there. The only thing in the washroom, I left a few, I just left a few bits in here that were in here already, and we did have some things hung up. Oops. I did find a big bottle of water on the floor, because when we were on site I put some water up here, and obviously we didn't see that there was one, so that would have fallen down, but fortunately it didn't split and put water everywhere. I just left these clothes in and they've stayed on the hangers, but when I did this on the way, the empty hangers, they all ended up on the floor, but as long as they've got something on them, they stayed in place, so that was fine. But I put the empty hangers in the drawer, so that was okay. And that's it. And obviously everything went smoothly regarding draining the system down, disconnecting everything, hooking it up. So it's all gone very well. This is most of the muck, as you can see, ended up on this mat, so I'll wash that mat. That's the mat from the washroom, so that needs to wash in. I was going to give it a vacuum because I didn't take a vacuum with us on this trip, so I'll vacuum it and give it a bit of clean. I did actually clean it. That's a tip, I'm sure many of you know, but I gave it as much of a clean as I could while we were fully connected up to all the water waste and the mains water, and we had hot water. So I did a clean then of the bathroom, the sink and everything. I thought we'll do it while we've got everything hooked up, you see. What did I leave in here? not a lot. Bit of kitchen roll. Obviously, oh, I left 2 plastic wine glasses up here, but obviously all the crockery, because it's porcelain or china, whatever it is, obviously that didn't stay up there. But most of the above lockers were emptied. So yeah, I just got to, as I said, lift up the sofas, get the bedding out. I bought a couple of things in Beverley, which I left in here. Didn't really spend a lot of money. We didn't have to buy any food. Oh well, Mark bought a Yorkshire curd tart and a Chelsea bun, I think, and a vegan sausage roll for me from Beverley. But that's about it. No other food was needed because we... Oops. Oh dear, that's caught on there. Oh yeah. Oh, here's all I bought. You can just about see the... I'll zoom in. Weep. Those 2 yellow tap things. They were... That's obviously in the up position to drain the system before we left. And I must remember when we use it again to close those off. I made that mistake when I was first setting this caravan up when it was on the drive here. It was leaking everywhere and I was in a right. I was going, oh, they've sold us a dud. The effing so-and-sos. I saw this. It's the most tacky thing, but I can't wait. I can't wait to try it. It is... Focus. Oh, that's better. It is a Merry Christmas Santa race. So basically, these little Santa Claus characters go up the stairs, boop, 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 and then they go whee down the little slide and then upstairs again, and it's got lights and music. I got it because it was a tenner from a shop called Boys, which is the Harrods of the North. And if you know Boys, you'll know that I'm tongue-in-cheek. But when I used to work in Littlewoods, and Inside Stories it was called before Littlewoods, we used to sell this, and we used to do one with, I think it was Dalmatian Chase, that was it, Dalmatians, it was Dalmatians, and then I think we did one with penguins, and it's more or less the same, although this has lights and music as well. So I'm going to have fun playing with that little memento of my trip to Beverley, which I really did like. Didn't spend enough time there, and unfortunately we had the dogs, so it was a little bit restrictive. But also in Boys, the Harrods of the North, I did buy a vacuum cleaner. I had someone moaning on my Instagram that I hadn't bought a vacuum. Well, I came home with one. 20 quid. And it's one for a car. So it has the car lighter socket, but I can use it in the caravan. I didn't try it out before we left, but you see we have the 12 volt socket there, so I should be able to operate this Hoover Jovis Plus car vac, which includes a hose and brush, onboard accessories, and a bag to put it in, and a 4-metre length cord. So that might be okay, actually. I bought it as an impulse purchase, but that might be alright just to have in the caravan. Just to pick up spillages and for quick clean-ups. And we have, you know, I did bring the Bissell stain eraser, but it was never needed. Daisy was a good girl, but then we did keep them to a routine, so they did get let out a lot. So there was no chance of Daisy having a wee. And one time she did actually go to the door to ask to be let out. So that's good. So yes, both Daisy and Molly were good little girls. And I was quite pleased with the toaster and kettle that we used. But yeah, back home, all safe and secure. Very successful first trip. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with us on our first caravan trip, the first of many, I hope. We've learnt a few things on this trip. We've got some things to buy. One major thing, well, it was a minor inconvenience. There's not enough hooks. I did have the overdoor hook, which was fine for the dressing gowns, put a coat on there, and we had to hang the towels. I did, in Boys, actually buy 2 suction hooks that looked quite sturdy, and they were originally stuck to the outside of the wardrobe in the washroom to hold the bath towels, but they fell off, and so it's no good. What I'm going to look for before the next trip is a couple of little metal over-door hooks, but quite narrow ones that will go over the wardrobe door, so they will just fit over the top and hold, and the towels actually have a loop on them. The wash label is a loop, so they will hang up via the wash label. And we could do with some other little hooks, those self-adhesive hooks. The Command are quite good, the Command brand, they do various different ones, and when you want to remove them you just pull them down and they don't leave a mark. I've used them in other areas of my home, so some other little hooks will be useful. There's other things we're going to need to get, just little things that we forgot when we did the main purchasing for the caravan. But apart from that, as I said, you're not going to know you need these things in a lot of the cases until you find you need them. And we still haven't got a little toolkit, which we didn't need it, but Mark did have a few tools anyway, a mole wrench and some bits. But we needed some PTFE tape to help with the leaky clean water tap, and obviously another caravan helped us out with that. So some PTFE don't know what it stands for, but it's a plumber's tape. Just stands for PTFE tape. PTFE. Going a bit doolally. Just ask for PTFE tape at your local DIY store, and it's just the white tape that's used on plumbing, and you just wrap it around the threads when you putting stuff on, and it helps to seal them. And you can just cut a piece off, and if you get any little leaks like that, but you will need it because you can't, once you've taken the thing off, you can't reuse it. It ruins it. So that's a little tip that we didn't know about, PTFE tape. Okay, that really is it for this section of caravanning videos, but as I said, I will be back with some more little product reviews and maybe showing you a few things we've been doing in the meantime. But as soon as we go out again with Karen, please come with us. I'll be filming as much as I can on our trip. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.